Hey friends, welcome back to practice. Today is going to be another 20 to 30 minute feel good, embodied, mellow, stretchy flow. Perfect for every single day when you just want to get into your body and you don't want to think too much and you don't want to follow too much of a certain routine. There's plenty of room for modification and exploration. That being said, grab whatever props you like to use, put on some music, light a candle, get comfy. Before I forget, please subscribe to this channel, like this video, share it with others, and then I have a Venmo link listed below if you feel like you could donate. That's amazing. If not, I'm glad you're here anyways. All right, we're gonna get started in an extended tabletop pose. So stack your hips over your knees. Walk your hands underneath your shoulders and then an extra step forward. From here, keep your hips stacked over your knees and just drop your belly. Start to let it sway side to side. So it's like we're a hammock blowing in the breeze. Let your belly sink, arch through the back. Maybe you tuck your chin into your chest, or you can gaze up between your thumbs. Just use these for first few moments to arrive, to check in with your body. How is it feeling today? What do you need to invite more of into? And what do you need to steer clear of today or modify today? And then check in with your mind space. Notice if you have any tension or chattering in your mind. Of course, we all have a lot going on in our lives, but are you able to center in just for the next 20 to 30 minutes? If you need help with that, always return to the sensations in your body or the simple rhythm of the inhales and exhales of your breath, something to pull you back to this mat. As you're ready, untuck your toes, sit your hips back to your heels, let your hands slide in, and rest your forehead down into Balasana, child's pose. In this child's pose, just let your hips rock side to side, rolling over to one side of the forehead and then the other. Breathe into the space of the low back to find some softness there. Come back through neutral. Thread your right arm underneath your left. And rock down onto your right ear and walk your left fingertips forward. Thread the needle in this child's pose. A little bit of a different variation than we normally take. As you breathe in, feel your body balloon outwards and kind of pressing onto the outer right shoulder towards the mat. Walk your right hand back to the front of the mat and then switch it out. Left arm threads underneath right armpit, roll onto the left ear. Big, expansive breaths into your lungs and your belly. And then exhales to soften. Come back through center. Roll up to a tabletop pose. Take a few spinal rolls here. So as we inhale, we'll tuck our tailbone underneath our hips. And around through the back body, shift forward to the palms of the hands. As you exhale, untuck your pelvis, glide your sit bones back, like you're going towards an active child's pose. Your heart is stretching forwards, but your hips win. Inhale, roll forward to cat pose into your tabletop. Exhale, untuck your pelvis, glide your hips back towards an active child's pose. Close your eyes and move with your breath here, undulating through the spine. And taking your time with each movement. If you want to spend a couple breaths getting there, by all means do. As you're ready, find a neutral tabletop. Shift your weight into your left knee and step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. From here, find a flossing of the hips. So we're leaning forward, bending into your right knee into a low lunge with a nice wide stance. And then you can straighten into your right knee, send your hips back towards a half splits. Again, just a little bit modified with this wider stance. If you need blocks under your hands, that's a good option to bring the ground up to you. And shifting between these two shapes, see if you can explore with your hips. And I think a fun way to kind of initiate this process is to try to spell the alphabet with your pelvis. So pick a point, any point, and just start to circle and create lines and swivels and curls around. As usual, it doesn't need to look a certain way. Just notice what sensations come. If you want to linger in any spot, to really stretch out there and send breath there, please do. Maybe rock onto the pinky toe side of your right foot. And as you straighten your right leg, you'll feel that more on the outside of the quad or IT band. Maybe roll to the inner side of the foot as the knee kind of drops towards center. Couple more breaths. Come back to your low lunge. Kickstand your left foot out to the left side of the mat. Step your right foot back and long and straight. Toes are pointing to the right side. Find a modified side plank. Left knee is planted, right arm is stretching up towards the sky. And then as you breathe in, gate pose. Lift your shoulders to stack over your hips. Slide your right hand down your right leg. Reach your left arm open over. From gate pose, on an inhale, cactus your left elbow. Draw your shoulder blade onto the back body and peel your heart up to the sky. On an exhale, close your left shoulder down. Sit your hips back towards your left heel a little bit. Left hand reaches for right big toe. Inhale, open cactus. Press your hips forward to long edge of the mat. Exhale, sit your hips back towards your left heel. Curl left shoulder down. Reach left hand for right big toe. 2 more times with your breath. Good. On your next in-breath, modified side plank. Plant your left hand down towards the top of the mat. Stretch your right fingertips over top of your head so your bicep is framing your ear. Invite in a nice deep breath. Good. Exhale, tabletop pose. Couple breaths to shift side to side and explore here. Just maybe noticing one side of the body versus the other. And then as you're ready, step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Find a lizard lunge with the back knee dropped. And again, we're gonna floss back and forth in the left hip between a low lunge and Ardha Hanumanasana half splits. Again, good place for some blocks underneath your hands. And then maybe finish up the second half of the alphabet with this hip. So pick a spot on your pelvis. And don't be afraid to explore a little bit. Rocking onto the outer part and the inner part of the left foot as you bend and straighten your left knee. Circle your shoulders and your hips around. Two more breaths here. Finish up what you're doing. Good. Plant down through your right palm. Kickstand your right foot out to the side. And then extend your left leg long back behind you, modified side plank. Ground down through your left pinky toe. Take a breath in here. Invite length through the left side of the body. Good. As you exhale, engage your left obliques. Come to stack your shoulders over your right hip and find a gate pose, sliding your left hand on your left leg. Reach your right arm up and overhead. From gate pose, 4 rounds of an inhale to cactus your elbow and peel your heart up to the sky. And an exhale, we'll sink your hips towards your right heel, straighten your right arm, curl your right shoulder down and reach for your left big toe. Inhale to cactus and open your heart and press your hips forward. Exhale, find a fold. Finish up, inhale, open and cactus. Exhale, stretch and reach down to the back of the mat. Good, inhale, modified side plank. Right hand plants. Left fingertips stretch towards the top of the mat. Exhale, come back to your home base, your tabletop pose. And then walk your hands forward. Let your belly soften to the mat. And prop up onto your elbows. We'll meet in a Sphinx pose. Release any tension you have here in your low back. The tendency is to contract or prepare, but here, just know that you're safe. Let your pelvis drop heavy into the mat. Release those low back muscles. Drop your right ear over to your right shoulder. And then roll your chin through center. Drop your left ear over to your left shoulder. Release through center. Drop right ear to right shoulder. This time press through your left fingertips. Roll onto your right hip. And then back through the center, left ear to left shoulder. Press through your right fingertips and roll onto your left hip. So we're finding that sideways seal pose. And then rolling through Sphinx pose in the center. Focus is on stretching through the neck. Finding some fluidity as we roll side to side. Make it a little bit of a movement meditation. Close your eyes. Next time you roll over onto the right hip in your side seal, just rock back onto your right glute and then forward so the left hip point is hugging or magnetizing down towards the mat. Use your left fingertips as brakes here. And then push off through the fingertips to roll back onto your glute again. And then left hip bone magnetizes towards the mat. Press down through your fingertips to roll back one more time. Move through center and we'll find the other side. Rock onto your left hip, all the way back on your left glute. And then right hip point is invited down towards the mat. As you almost get there, press down through your fingertips to rock back again. Roll through center, find a Sphinx pose. Thread your heart through your shoulders. Pull back through your forearms and maybe untuck your chin from your chest. Exhale, plant down through your palms. Tuck your toes, sit back into a child's pose. From here, press through your palms again. Rise up into a modified downward facing dog. So walk your feet out really wide. Toes are out slightly, heels are in slightly, and knees are very generously bent. Walk your hands in a step so the heels are glued down to the mat. So it's kind of halfway between a down dog and a malasana yogi squat. From here, shift forward a little bit onto the balls of the feet and then rock back so the heels melt and your heart pulses back towards your knees. Rock forward, rounding through the back body, and then shift back into your squat shape. A couple more times. Probably looks funky. Let it feel good in some way. Find some aspect of this transition or this stretch that you like, and then focus on that. One more time. Roll forward. And then rock back. We are set up in our lower body for malasana, so go ahead and walk all the way back. Drop your hips in between your heels. Press your palms of your hands together, elbows into knees, knees back into elbows. Find a tall spine. Good. Normally we open our arms really wide in this twist, but let's just take a gentle one today. Place your left fingertips in the center of the mat. Rotate your heart to the right and just gently press your right hand into your right knee. Stay in the twist. Fill your upper back with breath. And then move through center. Plant your right fingertips. Left hand comes to left knee and just find a gentle twist open. On an exhale, forward fold Uttanasana at the back of the mat. Pivot your toes to face neutral. Drop your head down, bend your knees as much as you need, and then walk out your legs like you're walking out your dog. Next time your left knee bends, ground down through your left hand, maybe onto a block or onto the mat. Sweep your right hand high, find a twist. Square your hips, so we're kind of shifting the right hip backwards, and that'll increase the sensation of the stretch on the outer line of the right leg. Breathe in here. Exhale to fold, find center. Ground down to your right palm. Inhale, bend your right knee slightly and sweep your left hand up to the sky. Wrap your left hip back. One more breath in. Expand like you had big wings. Exhale to fold. Hold on to opposite elbows and land here for 3 breaths. Whatever your mind has reverted to thinking about, whatever chatter is going on, let it just fall out of your head right now. Refocus on your breath. Good. Walk your hands forward. Drop your knees down into tabletop. And we'll revisit those spinal rolls we took at the beginning of class. So inhale to round forward into tabletop. Keep your toes tucked. Exhale, unfurl your pelvis, sit bones glide back towards your heels. Your heart stretches forward, but your hips win. Inhale, roll forward to cat pose in your tabletop. Exhale, untuck towards an active child's pose. Find an arch in your spine. 3 more. Close your eyes, move with your breath. Next time you sink back, untuck your toes. Come to a kneeling position. Bring your arms behind your back. Your right hand will hold on to your left elbow. And then drop your ears side to side. Find which way feels more interesting for you to stretch, whether that's right ear to right shoulder or left ear over. And then hold there. Tuck your chin into your chest and then roll it up to the sky. We'll swap it out. So left hand will hold onto the right elbow on the right side of the body, and then ear to shoulder, a couple of times, and then eventually stretch to the opposite side of what you did before. Tuck chin into chest, and then look up towards the sky a couple of times. Good, hands come to your thighs. Take a few rounds of cat-cow here. So on an exhale, we'll slide our hands down towards our knees, hollow out through our belly, round through the back body. Inhale, open up into cow pose, arch through the spine. Draw your elbows back. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. Good, come back to neutral. Just find a little rock of your pelvis again. Right and left. Next time your hips make it over to the right, let them fall all the way off of your heel. Stretch your right arm over towards the left side. Come back through center. Hips rock side to side. Shifting your pelvis left and right. I like to place my hands on there so I know that I'm doing this type of motion. And then the next time your hips go to the left, let them fall all the way off of your heels. Stretch your left arm over to the right side. Breathe in. Exhale to center. Place your fingertips back behind you. On an inhale, press down through the tops of your feet. Engage your glutes to drive your hips high to the sky. And then open your shoulders back and let your heart express as well. 3 breaths. Exhale, release back down, hips to heels. Close your eyes down, place your hands on your legs. And just take 5 breaths here. Think about cultivating equal length inhales and exhales in and out through your nose. And then for our final few breaths, we'll assign a count. Keep your eyes closed, drop your shoulders from your ears. We're gonna inhale for a count of 4 and exhale for a count of 8. Empty the air from your lungs. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go for 2 more rounds on your own. At the bottom of your next exhale, press all the air out. Inhale, full breath in. Don't even count it. Just expand fully. Exhale, open your mouth, let it go. Gently blink your eyes open. You have the option to move into Shavasana or a seated meditation, or go about your day as you wish. I'm glad you spent 30 minutes here with me in the practice. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time.